Today I will be calling cable. My name is Wakar Meyer and I'm your Elliott Wave Analyst, reviewing what has been and predicting what is likely to be in cable price action. Alright, so since the last video, the top count that I was working was an E wave of a multi-year triangle, and I was counting it as such, as you see right here, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this C wave was going to be an expanding diagonal. Now, technically, the movement has not failed. In order for the movement to fail, 4 would have to come below 2, which is at 51,958. And the current low is at, what is that, 5206. So technically it hasn't failed, but I'm anticipating that it will. And if it does, and perhaps even if it doesn't, the question becomes, what's a good alternative count? So going to a 720-minute chart, I think I have a good alternative count. Now, my original supposition was this was a 5-wave descent to finish C of D of the multi-year triangle, with the 5th wave being extended. That means that the retrace should come back to the internal second, right here, illustrated by these 2 dotted lines. And it got darn close, okay? It didn't actually hit that zone, but it got very close. And so I started thinking, what's a good alternative count? And I think a good alternative count is a contracting diagonal A wave with this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A is finished right there, okay? This entire wave down here would be the A wave of 1 lesser degree, the B wave, and this 5 waves down, which is either complete or just about, would be the C wave. So you would have A to here and then B to here, okay? So if we put all that in a channel, you can see the B wave gives a bit of a false break. But when we do our Fibonacci relationships of A relative to B, you can see that if C were to get to 100% of A, that puts us textbook right exactly where you would expect, which is near the terminus of the internal second wave of the 5th of this descent. So I think that is the count that I'm going to default to. So this is A, B, and we're going to get C. If you were to draw the primary angle of the A wave, which is just the origin of A to the terminus of A, that's what you would call the primary angle. And then you take that, and this is assuming that the rise and the length of the future C wave would be the same as A. If I click on it right here, you can see that takes us to about June 14th. So basically a month of more long, okay? Now, if this A wave is 5 waves, then per Elliott Wave principle, whatever the B wave correction, it cannot come below the origin of the A wave, which is 5 waves, which is right here. So that's it for today. One last thing. If you see the relationship of this lesser degree A to C, you'll see that right there, C has surpassed 161% of A, which is a fairly common relationship of C relative to A. So I think this is what I'm going to default to. Until it breaks this low right here, I'm going to stick with this count of 5 waves up A, 3-wave correction B, and then we should see another 5 waves up to get us close to 1.58. That's today's call. I hope you join me again for tomorrow's call.